Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. So today I'm here with my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. Welcome to Tech Life Weekly. We'll be joined hopefully shortly by Dr. Tachi from Florida and Miss Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City. So come on, sit back, relax, wade in, because we're going to talk tech in English. Yes, so you'll be able to ask your questions and we will be able to give you the proper response in English. If not, then we'll just keep breaking it down till you get it. Okay, with that, I just want to say hey to everybody watching on the replay, and we're going to get this party started. How you doing, Pat? Pat's here from North Carolina. How you doing today, Fran?
I am well. I am doing very well. Okay, so today we're talking um, this week in tech history, a couple of things that are really notable.
Mm.
Uh, I am going to begin with, did we talk about June 28th? That was last week. What is today's date? Today is the 3rd, the 28th, 29th, 30th. Anyway, in June 28th, 1955, the HMTS Monarch, the largest cable laying ship in the world at the time, launches from Clarenville, Newfoundland, to begin laying TAT-1, TAT-1, the first transatlantic telephone cable.
Wow.
TAT-1 would be inaugurated 15 months later on September 25th, 1956. And TAT-1 may be best known for carrying the famous hotline between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War.
Oh, the red phone or whatever.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
And somebody had to lay that cable to get stuff happening. You know what I mean?
you talk about that often, about that cable that's still being used.
And we think we're wireless.
Well, you know,
We are not wireless. Okay.
we like to think
Let's see. June 28th, 1965, Intelsat 1, the first commercial communication satellite, is activated for service.
Mhm.
It was nicknamed Early Bird after the famous proverb and became famous for carrying the first commercial telephone call between America and Europe, as well as helping provide TV coverage of the Gemini 6 splashdown.
Oh.
Satellite, we still use them. June 29th, 2007, um, nearly 6 months after it was introduced, Apple's highly anticipated iPhone goes on sale. That was 2007. That was not that long ago.
It really wasn't, Fran.
Yes, generally downplayed by the old world technology pundits. After its introduction, the iPhone was greeted by long lines of buyers around the country on that first day, quickly becoming an overnight phenomenon. 1 million iPhones were sold in only 74 days. Since those early days, the ensuing iPhone models have continued to set sales records and have completely changed not only the smartphone and technology industries, but the world as well.
Mhm.
And I think the phone that they have out now, the one that's $399, is about that same.
Yes.
It's the same.
Generation. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the same.
What would you call it? Form factor?
Right, and but it's affordable too. $399 has a lot more power than it did when it came out in 2007.
And it puts it in a range where, a lot of people
Everybody can buy it phone. $399.
affordable. Yeah.
You know you're not going to have 3 cameras and some other stuff, but if you're just using it for a phone and
Mhm.
taking a couple of pictures and posting them up or whatever, it still does it. It still has the speed, the features, and some other things, and it's $3.99 to start, depending on how many gigs. Um, the transition to transistors begins June 30th, 1948, originally designed to create improvements to electromechanical relays and vacuum tubes and telephone switching. Bell Labs holds a press conference in New York to publicly demonstrate the first point contact transistor. The transistor represents a significant advance in technology. As it's developed over the next years, it will become the successor to the vacuum tube, the primary method of controlling electronic circuitry at the time. So here's the thing. Technology continues to evolve and get better.
Mhm.
So we can't sit back and be like, oh, I'm cool with this just like it is. Blackberry, and be okay. And then we can't get all mad when they change something. Oh, I liked it the way it was. And da 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 da.
And I do that a lot because some of these apps, every time I go in, this stuff's in a different place. But I have to realize that change is inevitable.
Yeah, and TJ always tells us, whenever they are making fixing something or fixing a security snafu or whatever, it's going to be a little bit inconvenient, but it is for our benefit.
Yep.
Change is the only thing that stays the same. And so I'm looking at this. It was vacuum tubes. Then they came along with the transistor. What if they would like, no, we don't want the transistor. We'll stay with the vacuum tube. We would not have an iPhone, an Android phone, or anything else because we'd have been stuck way back there.
And communication tools have evolved. Remember, the Indians started with smoke signals.
Shut up. Do we still want to do that? Wait, I can say, hey, are talking to you or somebody else with the smoke signal? Come on.
You used to get your mail by Pony Express.
Yeah.
It took weeks to get a letter.
And they thought that was good.
They were like, no, and it was fast. Maybe the person over there is no longer with us, but because you wouldn't know because it was such a long time.
The evolution of communication tools and transportation tools evolved society forward. That's why I brought up smoke signals. I brought up the Pony Express. The Western Union used to be by horse delivery, a man on a horse. Watch any old historical movies. When they got messages, they were riding on a horse and went to the door and knocked on the door. It could be middle of the night, but they delivered the message. So you have to be ready for these tools to evolve us along. And they, that's why I always talk about Gen Z, because they're the ones pushing everything forward by their use of the tools or creating a new tool.
Right.
So us older folks, we got to get with it, we're going to get run over. So I'm getting with it.
Yeah, I'm not going out like that. Sony Walkman makes music portable. July 1st, 1979, the first Sony Walkman, the TPS L2, goes on sale in Japan. It would go on sale in the US about a year later by allowing owners to carry their personal music with them. The Walkman and their iconic headphones introduced a revolution in listening habits and popular culture at large. And that was the cassette. That was not the CD version. That was the cassette version. I'm looking at this picture.
I'm laughing at the cassettes. Because you used to have to take a pencil. Oh, I remember those. I remember I got my first Walkman. Oh, it was a rite of passage to have one of those items. Like, you were the cool kid.
You were the cool kid if you had the headphones on and you're listening to your cassette.
Oh, yeah. And you had to take the pencil and
And rewind the tape. It got all crazy on you. Yeah.
Oh, Gen Z will never know the angst of that of the tape coming out and you trying to put it back in straight because if it bent, it was gonna get caught in the mechanism of the player. Oh man, those were the days, Gen Z.
Yes, and that was 1979. Then they evolved to the CD player,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and you still had the iconic headphones, but it was CD player.
It was big. I
It
mean,
was
Yeah.
very big.
compared to.
And
Yeah.
you couldn't run with it because it would skip.
Mm-hmm.
And
But it was
then,
smaller than the boombox.
oh, much smaller. And
Oh,
then
the
Steve
boombox.
Jobs was like, okay, I can't rewind this. I can't
Right.
do what I want to do with it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he came up with the
The
song.
iPod, the 1,000 songs in your pocket.
Right. He was talking about digital songs in your pocket. And where are we now? We got digital songs in the pocket, on the speakers.
Everywhere. Voice command, you can have a song play your favorite song.
Everywhere.
It's amazing.
It
And
really
it's that's why I love talking about technology, and I always look at news and everything about tech. And even in this situation of COVID-19, do you know how many inventions are going to come out of this period?
Girl, I'm just saying, I got two today.
And they're going to be based on medical. It's going to be medical, biometric. Our concern is what? Going places where the air is clean or the surface is clean. So you know how many kids, and it's going to be kids and maybe some older folks that are going to put their minds to it, and we're going to have all kind of things coming up.
Right. Because
just get ready.
It happens because it's necessity.
Yes. Look at those teams they put together at the universities to create cost-effective ventilators. And the girls team won. Okay, I think it's Smith or some university, but they won. I was so excited to hear that on the news. I was like, go girls.
Yeah, so that's why we gotta, we have to look at Gen Z. We have to support them. I mean, you may not understand their behavior, but they are going to create the wave of the future.
Look, I think it's a myth that they're not supported. Every time I write a tuition check, I'm good.
What I'm saying is
that's support.
They are going to be the ones that is going to help you in the long run, because they're going to figure out some stuff that other people too proud.
The mind is older mind is too cluttered with other things. A young mind is free to roam and dream of the impossible. That's
they're open to, I wonder what would happen if I push this button, and whereas people are like, don't touch anything.
Right. So that generation, they're going to tinker, they're going to break, they're going to use technology. You saw what they did with the Trump thing a week ago or whatever. They did some other things. So their mindset is different. They're going to use technology in a different way, and we're going to be like, wow.
We're going to be like,
yay.
Yeah. It's going to be good, guys. It's going to be good. I have a good feeling.
It's a great thing.
It's going to be really good. July 2nd, 1953, the first mass-produced computer.
Ooh.
1953. IBM announced its 650 series of computers, the first mass-produced computer and the dominant computer of the decade. The IBM 650 stored information on a rotating magnetic drum and received it on programming punch cards. Its memory stored numbers with up to 10 decimal digits. And I do believe this might be that machine they were trying to get in on Hidden Figures.
Oh, couldn't get it in the door?
Couldn't get it in the door because somebody didn't measure the door. But it was a huge computer.
So Gen Z, I'm speaking to you guys. There used to be rooms full of servers, and before the servers, there was data punch machines. We had to punch, a card had holes punched in it, and the card had to go in the machine, and that's how the computer worked.
Some of them were entire buildings with computers in it.
The
And
whole bit, you had to have so much real estate for the computers, but now it's different. Now everything's micro, smaller. So
in our phone, this is a computer in your pocket.
yes, it is. It's a computer. It's a better camera than they always say. When Spike Lee did his movies back in the Do the Right Thing movie, that the phone you have now can shoot a better movie than all of those movies back in the 90s.
Wow.
Like the phone you have. It's not even an iPhone, just the phone you have today, the smartphone. Think of that.
And that's what I'm saying, so some people are still stuck on, really? You gonna use your phone to record this? I'm like, yeah.
I'm gonna use my phone for everything.
My phone is a whole lot better than the cameras from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I need a Canon, whatever. What I was like,
no, you don't. That
iPhone
11
shooting, man.
iPhone 11 and whatever the new Samsung.
Right, is a whole lot better than that. It's amazing to me how we can do things.
Yeah, pop on an external mic and a light and an extra light if you want to. You don't have to up the quality, but you can use the phone as is. Just remember to turn it sideways.
Yes, always turn it sideways.
Landscape, people. Landscape.
Yeah, even though Instagram wants to do.
Yeah, but you can, you could take landscape and repurpose it for IGTV if you do a little extra work. And again, it's not a lot of extra work because there are apps on your phone that let you edit video.
Brenna says, true, a long way from the camcorder. Ooh,
I remember that.
And then you had it also on like a cassette reel, and it was, you know what I mean? It was still based on the tape.
Yeah, you stick a tape in there.
Like this. And if you try to get a cognito story or a story incognito, that wasn't happening because they were like, why are you filming?
Exactly.
And you can see it coming.
I mean, things are bad, but I have a good feeling about technology in the world. Again, I always say social media and those things are tools, and it depends on the intent of the person holding it. It's a screwdriver. If somebody's it wants to do evil, bad things with it, they're going to do it. But there's also the good. So I say this because I always hear on the news or on TV, oh, social media is bad. It's the destruction of society.
Well,
no, people are.
Well, my question is, if it's that bad, then why do they all have?
Why are you using it?
Well, they got a channel on it. Yeah, exactly. Why are they on all the different platforms?
It's just we now have everybody has a communication tool. Like I said, go back to the smoke signal. Everybody didn't have the fire and the blanket, or it was too much, or everybody didn't have a horse. Now everybody has a horse, so I can broadcast my message to anybody I want to around the world. Not even just where you are.
The world, people.
The world. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is. The last story for today, world, meet the internet. July 3rd, 1969, UCLA issues a press release stating that it will become the first station in a nationwide computer network, which for the first time will link together computers of different makes and using different machine languages into one time sharing system. It went on to say that creation of the network represents a major forward step in computer technology and may serve as the forerunner of a large computer networks in the future. And they were right, of course.
Right.
It is the first. So this will happen in UCLA. Remember that we just showed you that picture with all of that big old computer system. Mm-hmm. Well, that computer system was going to talk to somebody else's computer system in Chicago, and somebody else's. That was the beginning of the internet.
Interconnectivity.
Internet. These are connectivities of computers
of networks.
Over a network of.
So one machine talking to another machine.
Correct. And we take that for granted today.
A telegraph, yeah.
I'll send somebody an email and they're like, well, where is it? I just sent it to you a second ago. Give it a minute to get.
I have to explain to some people, it has to go up to the side, like come back down and then go to your phone. Come on.
And they'll tell you as a standard, it should take like 5 minutes. Most of the time it's way less than 5 minutes, but give it a chance to get there because there are firewalls, filters, all kind of things to help encrypt the little email from getting to you. And if that's a whole nother thing that TJ can cover a little later on. But if your email is got a certain way of speaking, it may get flagged and you may not ever get mail. Jill said, discovered. She said, just discovered I can send a text via my iPhone emoji while I talk. And my emoji follows my every expression, smirk, eyebrow, lip.
Yeah.
It's a trip.
The Memoji.
Yeah, that you can send a text with the Memoji. And from the new developer one from this last presentation, they added some more features, hair, hats, glasses.
Yeah.
They did a whole lot of. They've upgraded some things. Yes, you can do video emojis.
I do that all the time. I like that.
Yeah.
And you can take the Memoji and it will now work on your Facebook and stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you can reply you can reply with your Memoji.
Oh, cool. And then, Facebook has those where you make your own emoji type of thing and it turns into stickers.
Yeah, I don't like the one from Facebook too much. I like my Memoji from Apple.
But it pops up when you're on a phone in the Facebook mobile app and you go to it's there. The sticker, the Facebook stickers are there too.
Right. And I
saw them the other day.
I had a little bit of a challenge getting in, finding it. Terry, somebody helped me find it. You had to go in and go down on the first page.
Yes, it was.
It was kind of awkward to find the setup. True.
It was different.
True.
That's what I mean by moving the furniture around all the time. As Francine says, every time I come in here, I'm tripping over something because the furniture's in a different place. Okay.
So that is our weekend tech history. And that whole internet thing was 1969.
Wow.
I
was like, what?
Okay. Hey, Dr. Taji.
Hello.
Oh,
happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Good. Yes.
Happy Hamilton Day.
Yeah. I saw it on my TV. I'm like, yes, you can stream it now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a Hamilton Day for people who have Disney Plus, not for me.
I do. I figure it's worth the price.
Here's the thing. Do like the I think this was you, Mark, or somebody else. Get Disney Plus long enough to
get a month.
You get free streaming for a month. No,
I think it's $6.99.
I already used that for The Mandalorian. So
okay.
Well, you can get somebody else's email and
You see how we have to scheme the system?
It's a lot.
It's a business.
Well, you can turn it back.
Two stories I really want to share this morning. Guys.
Okay.
You can turn it on for $6.99 and watch Hamilton for $6.99.
Yeah, for $6.99. Turn it on.
Seat in New York City.
What's that?
Yeah,
a lot less than a seat in New York City.
Oh yeah, the tickets were hard to get. Hard to get.
But it's a different experience.
Yeah.
When you go to Broadway and see something, it is totally different.
Way better.
Much
better. But we got to do what we do. All right, Carolina, what you got for us?
Yeah,
I want to talk about Walmart partnering with Tribeca?
Yes.
Walmart
drive-ins.
Drive-ins.
Really?
Yes. they are talking about the move is an extension of the existing Tribeca-led drive-in program, and they've already announced events for a handful of cities like Los Angeles, New York, Miami, that's Seattle, Texas. They are on it. I was like, it just made sense to me, guys. You got these parking lots.
Wow.
And you know what really blew my mind was there's a Walmart here in my neighborhood, and across the parking lot is a Regal Theater, and they never thought about it. They never thought about having midnight movies because all of those parking lots are available because none of the stores are open.
And you can sit in your car and be social distance.
There is no incentive to change if not pushed. All of these damn people should have been thought about this drive-in idea.
Business, right?
If you're in the movie business, the moment you peep that something is getting ready to go down, you better find empty parking lots, get a piece of muslin, and screen your movies on the damn side of a building. Muslin, a building, what the hell ever. I'm done with people who don't think forward in business.
Tachi, they're also going to provide snack service.
You see? Huh.
But they ain't missing out on their money.
Look at this one.
Wow.
And people can roll around and pick up their snack. You don't even have to provide a person to take it to them, right? You can set it on the table and say, car 54, your snack is out. Okay. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's the one. I was excited about that.
Okay, and I think these are the Gen Zs who are thinking about this. These are not the people sitting up there in the tower.
Right, because they're like, who has the real estate? Walmart,
the malls, and every empty parking lot.
It made perfect sense to me.
The mall would be another place.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They closed down, and they're closing down early because of what's going on.
And malls are already experiencing problems in many American cities. You know, the mall is not the way a lot of people go. So even though on holidays you see malls crowded, online shopping and different types of specialties places have really started to erode what the malls used to be. So that would have been another thing. Simon, which is does a whole bunch of mall outlets, Westfield.
Yep.
Which has a whole bunch of malls. They should have partnered. You know what? They should have, and they didn't. But they should have partnered, and this could have been the thing.
You don't know what's coming next. Maybe
you don't know what's coming next.
Maybe AMC will get a clue and do something about this.
Nope.
The other story I want to talk about is I got two. I'm going to mention this one. Black Illustrations is a new website that gives away free. What would you call it?
Design.
Graphics. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For people who are looking for graphics for their projects. You know how people say, we can't find no pictures of Black people.
You can't.
Okay, so here it is.
Especially not tech stuff.
That's fantastic.
Here it is. This is the Facebook page. Jill shared this with me, Jill Weston, and I just want to give her a shout out for that. And I found it really positive place to find illustrations, and they're free. So there you go. So and then my last story is about Hags. Are y'all familiar with Hags? HAGS. It's an app.
It's an acronym for. What is it an acronym for?
Have a good summer.
Have
a good summer.
Have a good summer.
They put together an app because the kids couldn't get their yearbook signed. Put together the app, stuck it on, guess where? Snapchat.
Wow.
And now people can go into Snapchat, find their yearbook, and sign the kids. All right.
Cool.
Wow. How inventive is that? Very good.
I was
very good.
And check this out. They are, let me go over here to see what it is they're donating the money to. 100% of the money goes to, let me see what this is. Know Your Rights Camp, because they foster empowering communities for Black youth.
Wow.
So if you want a physical copy, once everybody signed it, you can order that for $20, and that $20 goes to the camp.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I was just
Absolutely
like,
fantastic.
yes, a high schooler and his sister came home from New York, and she's in IT, and they put the app together. It sounds like isn't that how Facebook got started? High school, college grads. They started with college.
College, yeah.
Well, these kids are on their way to college.
But you know that Mark Zuckerberg and them were doing other types of coding and stuff. That wasn't Facebook. Wasn't they first wrote
their primary thing?
No, but referring back to the movie, he was seeing what MySpace was doing. He was seeing what other people was doing. And he was like, okay. And I'm sorry, the Winklevoss twins had no clue to do anything.
Right.
They didn't have the forethought or the okay. They just didn't think of it and they got mad, but whatever.
Right.
Right.
You didn't.
I thought that was genius, though. He solved a problem and started a community, and he didn't put it on Facebook. He stuck it on Snapchat.
Because his audience that is over on Snapchat.
Exactly.
Grandma and them on Facebook.
And so
that's right.
You might want to invest some money in Snapchat, because that's going to grow. Because I know it's an unusual year, but I don't think it's going to go away. A virtual yearbook for $20.
I like that.
Charge for the hardbacks, but and
there's always been the stories about Snapchat is going to die. Snapchat is nothing. Snapchat has a core group of users called Gen Z and millennials, and they're not letting go of that to go to Facebook. Like you said, Facebook is for grandma and grandpa. So
correct.
Yeah, my 13-year-old is over on Snapchat all the time.
Yeah.
I like Snapchat.
Yeah. Me too.
And if you don't get it, we talked about this during the tech history thing. It's not, you need to learn it. You need to adapt.
It's fine.
Adapt, people. You got to adapt, because if you don't, you're going to get, Terry, what did you say, run over?
Yeah, you're going to get run over.
Try Max.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
It's not going to stop just because you don't like it.
The road runner is going to keep on going. So that's what I wanted to get out, because I was just so excited about Hags and the fact that they are not in it for the profit. They're donating all the money to to this cause.
Wow.
They are, I think they're
Code for a cause. Now that is people are coding for cause, not just you can code. You can code because they tell you, create an app so you get paid millions.
Yeah.
They're coding for their cause,
right? And
for the dollar figure.
Yeah,
right.
So that was very cool. So that's what I have today. I'm gonna stop right there, because I know we could go on this the whole thing with the drive-in, but I just wanted people to know it's coming. All it's
absolutely.
No, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely. Oh, and just to add to the drive-in thing, that's going to be August through October, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's
a good idea,
because it gets people out of their house. They still are social distancing,
and they have
and you can go to a movie.
It fits the bill. It fits
does.
the bill.
And
perfect.
Remember when drive-in was a thing?
Oh yeah. And I'm thinking you probably could order your snacks on the app, and then they call you when your order's up. Makes
or
sense.
guess what? Bring your own damn snacks.
And
you can cook.
We don't
bucket
have
of chicken.
Bringing outside food in to the theater anymore.
Allegedly.
Right.
Yeah, you said allegedly. If you have a big enough purse, anything is possible.
Okay.
So
Truly. All right. So I have something from Twitter. and I
Uh-huh.
have to show it to you, but let me tell you. Now, remember, the stories feature is big, and every app is getting stories, a story feature. So Twitter announced a few months ago they were testing out something called Fleets, Fleets,
Oh yeah.
Fleets. So the fleet is coming in, and there is a view. There is an image. So I want to show you what it's going to look like. So I'm going to bring up the screen if I can,
Okay.
and show you what they are working on, because it's it's interesting. So here we go.
Wow.
So they're gonna have a double bubble.
Mm.
Let me make sure, can everybody see that? You can see that? Okay, good.
Mhm.
So there's gonna be a double bubble. See that red arrow? So
Mhm.
when two people are talking in the stories, let me scroll down, then you will see the two people here, and then this is their conversation
Okay.
when they're having the stories.
Okay.
I don't understand. So I say to you, good morning, and it shows up on the screen?
Well,
It's going,
this is the stories. Now, remember, stories is a separate feature of each app. So if you want to see the
Mhm.
stories, you have to tap on the double bubble up here.
okay.
Those are people that you're following that have stories on Twitter. So if they're talking to each other in the stories feature, you can tap on the double bubble. I don't, and you get to see the conversation, the stories that they're posting to each other.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's two people having a conversation in the stories, and you can follow it.
In the
It's
public,
confusing.
like in a public place. So
Right.
it's sort of
Okay,
like
who said
a
it was-
party line.
Okay, who said it was confusing? Okay.
I don't like the name Fleets. I
I'm
don't like the double bubble thing.
Okay,
Just
I'm
show me the story.
Okay, so see, this is the deal. A story is short form content in a long form platform. It fits Instagram, it fits Snapchat, because that's the way it is. Twitter's already micro blogging, 280 characters in one tweet. It's already
Mhm.
short form, so it doesn't need to get any shorter. That's why I don't understand. But they're jumping on the stories bandwagon.
Okay, so here's the other thing about that bubble situation. Isn't that just the tweets that you can still follow a thread of tweets, like if people are talking and commenting?
See, that's what I'm saying. It's confusing, because see, here it is with Twitter. You tweet out something, everybody in the world can see it possibly and can respond. So when there's a response and a conversation thread, you have to tap on this, tap on the link, and you try to follow the different branches of conversations, because somebody could reply to the reply. That's why there are two things called there's something called a Threader app. If you follow Threader app, I think that's their account.
Okay.
You tell them, you reply to the original tweet that has all of the conversation. You say compile. One is compile. The other app has a different wording. But when you say the code word of compile, this Threader app combines everything into a nice page, and it's like reading an article.
Okay.
But you have to follow Threader app. It's Threader app and another one called Threader something.
Yeah.
You know,
that's-
you've
that's
seen
true.
it?
I've used Threader actually.
Yeah, I've used it a lot. I love it
Mhm.
because if somebody tweets a story and they only have 280 characters, so they can only do 280 characters, and then they do a reply to themselves, which continues a story. So the Threader app is one of them. It will go in and compile it all into one page and send you the link. It sends you the link. It says, here's the thread. You click on it and it opens a web page where you read all of the tweets like an article. It gets rid of the confusion of the response to the response, because somebody is tweeting. They're tweeting stories now on Twitter. A lot of people are doing that. They will say something and then they will respond to themselves with the second part. It's like a story in how many parts? Like they're giving you
Breaking
information, right? But if you use the Threader app, I think it's Threader app, and then there's another one that I follow. You ask them with the code word. They tell you one of them is compile. You just type in compile, and the Threader app will send it back to you. Will compile it and send you one link, and you read that link off of Twitter.
Okay.
So
So it kind of gathers up everybody's conversation.
yes,
Mhm.
well, not yeah, and
about
sometimes it's
that
just
topic.
right, and then some of them do the like one person on Twitter will write a long story in like 10 tweets. And they used to go 1/10, 2/10 to tell you there's a continuation. But if you use the Threader app and respond to them and say compile, they say okay, and they compile it into one long story format, so you don't have to keep tapping to look at the next section of the story.
So this is pretty much like a text message, and you don't get some text.
You get all in one. Yeah, it gives you one website, one page. It puts it on one page instead of you looking through. It's really awkward in the app, but the Threader app does it for you, and they send you a link, and they say here's the tweets. You tap the link, and it shows you in a web page, like it's a whole web page, and you just scroll down the page. So it puts it together in a story. It puts it in an article format, which is pretty good.
But prior to that,
you had to tap.
Like you getting a text message, and you got all these little bubbles that keep coming up because the person wrote you a long text.
Right, so you got to keep tapping.
Right.
If you do the Threader app, you get one link and you read it. So, but getting back to this Fleets, I'm not a fan of it. So, and it looks awkward, double bubbles, and a story.
When
you know how I feel about the name.
I know.
Like, why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
It was just why.
I don't know.
Why? No, I'm talking about why. I'm asking.
Oh,
Twitter,
why?
Why?
Oh, Twitter, yeah.
Why?
Oh, why Twitter? Yeah.
Because it's like
why not?
People.
They want to, like I said, Twitter, work on your privacy, hate speech, bully, privacy issue. Let's do that instead of giving me stories I don't want, because Twitter's already a story.
Well, you know what it's like? Sorry, not to interrupt. It's like, you know how when you have a bunch of things to do, but you don't want to do it. So instead of you get distracted with other things and like, oh, I have all this work to do, but oh, look at that plant. I got to go water it. Look, let me dust it. No, your job is to do what you're supposed to do. That's Twitter. They're dusting the plants and doing all the other things they're not supposed to do. Meanwhile, all this other work is piling up. That's what that is.
Yeah,
that's a very good analogy.
That's it. Okay, so the next thing about stories, I'm going to show you. I have to show you again to get your reaction. So let me pull this up. What you think of that?
What is that?
I'm going to tell you what this is. This is, and let me get the announcement. Instagram is testing full screen stories display. So on the left, this is two views. So on the left is your regular, when you go on the Instagram, you see the top row of circles that are stories. Well, there's a double row. And then there's a see all stories. See where that red arrow there?
Yeah.
When you tap on that see all stories, it turns into a screen full of circles.
Okay, so now is this in effect right now?
Some people have it. It's in a testing phase.
Oh, help us, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So so this
we are doomed.
Yes, they tested it back in May with a double story feature. That's why there was 2 rows of circles. But now they've added a button that says see all stories. And when you tap it in your phone, it's going to show you nothing but stories instead of your feed. That's what it is.
Double bubbles, double stories, double gum. What the hell?
That's what I'm talking about. Double bubble stories. Full screen stories.
Apparently, I'm not worthy yet because I
am not either. And
I'm
not either.
No, I don't have it. I don't have it either. It's in a small, limited test. It's a small test. So, just look out for a button or a little tab that says tap here to see all your stories.
Oh,
Jesus!
Because we needed that.
Yeah, like all the
Um,
bubbles.
yeah, we needed a full screen view of all the stories
So
You
in
you
know,
the
could
little
play
circle.
Instagram stories bingo. Oh, that
yeah, this makes sense considering the source.
was
But yeah, see,
yes.
Facebook, yes. Well,
Yeah.
see what this comes out, what arises out of this is that the stories format is popular. You can see Twitter is trying to get it. Snapchat was the originator of the stories format. You know, you got a quick 15-second view of something that doesn't last.
Uh-huh.
Instagram kind of said imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and we're going to imitate Snapchat by taking the stories over to Instagram,
Mhm.
then to Facebook. LinkedIn is testing their stories feature. I haven't seen it yet, but expect LinkedIn. So stories is like this big format that is getting a lot of engagement, especially among Gen Z millennials. They love it.
Okay, why are we calling this stories? Why don't we just say video? You know, load your
It's
video.
not video. It's not video.
No.
It could be a photograph.
Oh,
It could
be
be
a
text
series of
only,
photos.
or it
Yeah,
could be.
okay.
It's not video. It's
Okay.
it's a quick 15-second video or 15-second view of something ephemeral that doesn't last.
Okay, and the only difference is that between that and TikTok is that TikTok lasts. It'll stay there.
Right.
Mhm.
Now remember, TikTok is like the Vine. I call it Vine 3.0. Like it's Vine, Instagram, Snapchat, it's YouTube, all combined. It's like that all combined thing that's taken over. I got something to say about TikTok in a minute, but I want to stick on Facebook because Facebook. Now remember, what's Facebook's theme? Master
of none.
Thank you.
Jack of
So-
all trades.
So Facebook had an app called what was it called? Hobby. H-O-B-B-I.
Oh, hobby. Yeah.
It's closing down.
Yeah,
It was
it
their
was.
it was their Pinterest
Attempt.
attempt. Yes. So that's closing, and the Lasso, which was their thing that they're trying to do to TikTok. See Terralina, you didn't hear about them because
It's Lasso and it's gone.
yeah.
As soon as you got roped in, it was gone.
Right. So that's why I wanted Dr. Tanya to say the Master of None, because that's truly their name. Two apps that I knew about, never saw, they're gone. So this is what they're saying about Facebook is just throwing stuff, the spaghetti on the wall. And like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because they
After a while, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, after a while, you run out of spaghetti, and spaghetti, you know, you may think it's pennies on the dollar, but keep doing that, and you don't have spaghetti anymore. So
Exactly.
they need, to me, it feels like they need a better strategy. You don't have to do everything. You
Then
don't.
sit somewhere and sit down. Okay.
Yes. Move. They can do the Apple syndrome where you get good at a few things.
Be a specialist.
Just be good at these things.
Okay. Now remember, Facebook has their Reels. Remember Reels? They were
Yes.
testing in
What's up
Brazil.
with that?
It's not going to be a separate app. They're going to incorporate it into Instagram.
Really?
So they say, yeah. So
Okay,
it's going to be, now here the Reels. It's going to be a feature that lets anyone shoot 15-second videos that can be edited with music from other videos, just like
What does
TikTok.
that sound like?
TikTok, excuse me.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So they're taking, and now also realize TikTok has some problems. They were just banned in India along with a bunch of other apps. There's the thing we talked about them copying your keyboard. TikTok says, "Oh, we're sorry, we're going to fix it." But this might work because people like TikTok, but they're leery of using it. So if Instagram does this right and put it into Instagram and it works, this may be the thing that sticks. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Then they need to, okay, Dr. Tachi, going back to stop watering the plants, leave stories alone, fix Reels. Just leave stories alone like it is and put all your attention over on Reels so that we can have a safe place to do our
Videos.
top type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not just don't add another thing to the kitchen sink. Just keep, you know what I mean?
I think they need to separate it. I really do.
But see, this is the thing. They can't.
There's so many bubbles and troubles and
Yes, see, but that's what I said. If Facebook does this right with the integration, it won't be because see, a separate app means separate attention. It has to be downloaded from the App Store.
If it gets as big as TikTok, it deserves that. You know what I mean? Because
but see, people have app fatigue. They don't want to download a bunch of apps. That's why the other two didn't work. That's why the Hobby didn't work and the Lasso, because it's like
it didn't work because I downloaded Hobby because I'm a crafter. It didn't work because it wasn't cute. It didn't do what it should have done.
You know,
and see, I don't think they really cared about the app, to be honest.
They didn't give any attention. It just it didn't work because they didn't let it grow long enough.
Right.
I don't think, and well, they didn't.
They just said, here's a space, guys.
I think because of what TJ just said, because of the security issues with TikTok, people will naturally migrate over to Facebook to do reels, because some people don't know that Instagram is owned by Facebook, because you tell them
exactly.
They don't know. They don't know. So see,
Instagram.
Right, because that's a safer spot. And then if Instagram, because this is what they did to Snapchat, they took the stories feature. Now it's like wildfire on Instagram. So if they copy the best of TikTok and make it work on Instagram, people will go, well, I'm just going to drop TikTok. Some. I still think Gen Z is they're addicted to it. So
because they don't care about measures and stuff. They don't care about that.
They don't care.
Little funny videos.
They don't care.
Right. Thinking security. Then they're like, nah, I don't want to be over there.
See, TikTok is this runaway Maverick Mustang thing that nobody can control because it's so addictive. There's so many tools. It's fun to use. And like Fran said, they don't care. They don't care about the Chinese connection, I call it. But it's getting problematic. That's why I said, but there are a lot of apps that are problematic. TikTok is getting the spotlight, rightly so. So if Instagram can, and they're putting this Reels into Instagram, it won't be separate. So you're already using Instagram. You've heard about TikTok, how fun it is. You've seen it, but you're leery. And here comes Instagram and say, hey, you want to have some fun like on TikTok? I got you right here. You stay right in Instagram. You don't have to leave. It's safe here. And they go, okay. They had to do it right, though. Instagram had to do it right. The integration. They had to do it right. So, but Gen Z, millennials will stay on TikTok. Yeah, they will, because like Fran said, they don't care until I don't even know if they will ever care if, ByteDance, we're stealing everything. Come right out and say it. They still going to use it. It's Vine, it's YouTube, it's Snapchat, it's all of that together. It's irresistible. That's why.
Right. And a shout out to Melissa D. White, who is
Melissa.
For the first time.
Hi.
Hey.
Melissa, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Okay, so my last thing that I'm going to throw on the table, and I believe this might be the, we're going to have a lot of conversation. The Facebook ad boycott that all of the companies are joining with. There's more. Last week I mentioned it, but more and more companies are jumping on. Starbucks has even jumped on and says it's not just Facebook; it's all social media ads that they're pausing. But like I said last week, Facebook gets most of their ad revenue from small to medium businesses that they use it.
From you, I'm going to say it because TJ didn't. From you all, that is where they get their ads. That's
their bread and butter.
The ads from Starbucks and all of them is very minimal.
It's not. It's 10 to 20% of their. It will hurt them, yes. It will get Mark Zuckerberg's attention, yes, but it's not going to stop them, if that was the point.
Right. Well, I think that this is more than hurting them monetarily and financially.
Oh,
It's a symbolic thing. It's a shaming thing. It's reputation. So it doesn't matter. This is what Facebook has to think about: is if they're going to, do you care about your reputation in terms of supporting people, the people who use you, and causes, less than you care about the bottom line? Because even if all of the companies, what 160 plus now that have vowed not to do that, have even if they do to decide to do that forever, it's still, like you said, is only is not,
it's like
the majority.
10 to 20% of their ad revenue budget.
Right, exactly. But these are the more well-known brands. So
right.
if
it's the PR part of it.
It's the PR part of it. If XYZ candle company says, oh, well, we're not going to do it anymore. Not that nobody's going to care, but most people don't know XYZ candle company.
Exactly.
But people know Starbucks. People know Verizon. People know all the ones that are, that's where, so in the minds of the public, that's a big deal. Even if it's not a big deal monetarily for Facebook, in the minds of the public, they're thinking, oh, well, they must be losing a lot of money. Look at all these big brands. So
but they're
not, but the public thinks so.
Right.
The public knows the big brands. So in terms of reputation, it's not the small brands that are going to matter. It's the big brands. That's not saying small brands don't matter, but
see, here's the thing. As a corporation that large, say Pepsi, Starbucks, and everything, you want to advertise where the people are. And I'm sorry, they're on Facebook. And they're sticking to Facebook. I mean, you could go to TikTok or Snapchat or whatever, but those are smaller ad revenues. And then we're talking about exposure to the biggest group of people is Facebook. Good or bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that that's a numbers game. So yes, effect the change, and let's hope the change happens. But eventually they're going to have to swing back and put some of their ad budget onto Facebook and other social media. I don't think, like, Starbucks is saying we're not doing it on social media at all. And I'm like, well, that might work for a couple months, but everybody's on social media. So.
And they did limit the time that they're going to be off of there.
Yes, they said a month,
right?
They did. Okay.
They did.
I never noticed the ad from Starbucks anyway. Starbucks is not one to do a whole bunch of ads anyway.
They're not advertising on Facebook. They're advertising on, wherever they are. It could be billboards or whatever else kind of media with advertising agencies that have a whole plate of places they put ads. And social media is one part. Even
so, you don't see many Starbucks ads.
Right, you don't.
Where?
It's like Apple. They don't really they advertise, but they don't really have to because of the name brand. And so
that's what I was going to say. They have brand recognition from people. They lined up around the door. Their advertising is those long line of cars all through the parking lot, going to get their coffee first thing in the morning, in the afternoon, or whatever.
That is so true.
Don't need to have a whole lot of.
We got comments coming in here, lady.
Yeah, we got them. Okay, so Tina says she's a boomer, enjoying TikTok immensely since the quarantine. And then Melissa is still here. And Tina, you removed Facebook and Messenger from phone a month ago, sick of the pettiness, politics, and etc.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way.
Right. And Tina, just so you know, TJ has always taught us here and showed us here, you can set your feed. You can fix your feed for what you want to see. I don't see politics. I don't see this. I don't see all of that because I filter all them people out.
Yeah.
You can block them or unfollow. You don't have to unfollow. You can block for 30 days. There's a lot of ways you can block those kind of things. But curating your feed will get rid of that, because that's what I did. And that's what Fran did. So if the people that you follow or you mute them, you go to Facebook and it's a semi-pleasant experience.
Let me tell you, the peace of mind you have when you mute people.
Yes.
and unfollow. You know what? Sometimes you can't take everybody to the mountaintop with you. Just realize that. Some idiots you just have to leave at the base of the mountain. You go to the summit and unfollow them. Unfollow. You know, sometimes we feel bad. Oh, I don't want. Unfollow them. Your peace of mind is so much more important.
Yeah, don't let them drag you down. You know, when you're saving someone in swimming and they're kicking and they're going to bring you down, you might have to let that go. You don't have to unfriend them because you'll still be on their friend list. Just mute them. Just turn the volume down. So,
and then here's the thing. Let's do this. You don't have to accept every friend request that comes.
Yeah. Please don't.
You don't.
And because I think it goes back to TJ, what you had talked about before, we are looking for likes or whatever. And we think we got 5,000 friends, this is going to be a good thing. Not necessarily so. I don't want all 5,000 of the people or however many people. I don't need all of them talking in my ear.
Curate your feed. It's a pleasant experience. Also, Facebook has something called a list feature where you could set up a list of people that you want to follow. And when you go into the app or on the desktop, that's what you see in your feed. You see posts from those people only. And it blocks everything out. So there's lots of tools. You know, I think a lot of people don't know that Facebook has so many tools for you to block and mute and group people in a list that you know, oh, these people have pleasant posts on, you know, and I love seeing them. So I make a list of those people and that's all I see.
Right.
Exactly. And, you know, remember that at the end of the day, social media and social networking, right? And it's supposed to be pleasant and useful experience, and pleasant or whatever. It's not supposed to cause you to, you know, want to retreat or rethink the meaning of life. It is not that.
Curate your feed, unfollow, block, make a Garden of Eden on your feed.
Exactly.
When you go in there, there's flowers and birds singing and butterflies, and it makes you so happy. And you can and it's not putting your head in the sand. You have to protect your mental state online because there's so many studies, especially for kids, that show that all of this hate and bullying and all of the negativity, it affects us mentally. So that's why I always curate your feed. I'm just like, I'm so happy. And when I want the news, I know where to go get it. I go to Twitter.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's not Facebook. It's not Facebook.
I go to Twitter.
You go for news.
Or I go to the website. I go, you know, the websites that I like for news. So just do a little work in the beginning. You know, cultivate your garden, you know, snip and weed and throw stuff out. And then when you come in there the next time, it's a pleasant experience.
Okay.
Try
it. And I, you know, I have my stuff set up for business. So I only get certain pages that I follow. You know, this might be, you got some downtime, go in there and get out all the groups that people have put you in when they were able to put you in groups. I was like, okay, I'm out of this group, out of this group, out of this group, get out of this group, because it wasn't helpful to me. And if I'm not going in there, it's kind of like my email. I need to purge all of this.
Take a Saturday or a Sunday when you got a block of time. You know, we got lots of time now, and go, well, you know what? I think I'm going to do some work in the Facebook garden and throw the weeds out and all that, the ugly little branches and stuff. And the next time it'll be good. So take a little time and do that.
And then the other thing is that if you're using it for business, which we are talking about here because we want to help you build a profitable business that's fun and to take the hassle out of your hustle. So we're now talking about taking the hassle out of your Facebook hustle, because you still need to be able to connect with people who want to hear from you, your genius. So like Brenna still has to go in there and talk to us about all the ways that we can be happily green and clean. But she doesn't have to listen to the barrage of other stuff that's coming.
Right. Because it's a tool you're using for your business.
Right.
It's a tool. So use it the way you want. And I see a lot of comments from Tina that I'm loving. So good comments, Tina. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. And she said, "Oh, you can start a new garden with fresh plants elsewhere."
I
And
love
that's true. And that's
Yes,
very
you can.
true. It depends on where your audience is and who, are you on the receiving end or are you on the sharing end? That makes a difference too.
Yeah.
Because it
Don't let
really,
the overwhelm. Don't let the overwhelm of online social media and everything. Don't let it overwhelm you.
mhm.
You know what? I think also when it comes to using social media, people always have questions about what they should use, where they should be. Is this effective XYZ? I don't think, and I do understand from a business standpoint that there are certain places that it makes sense for you to be, but you also
Right.
have to look as an individual, especially if you're a small business. Is this something you enjoy using anyway? Do
Right.
you use this anyway? Would you use this anyway? If not, whatever you put on there will be disingenuous because it shows you're only one on there for one purpose. And social media is reciprocal, right? It's not just
Yep.
about you getting on there and saying, "Oh, buy this. I got something for sale. I got this course. I got this. I
That's
got
not
that."
what we're there for. Right.
That's not what the hell we're there for.
Yeah.
And so if you
Communication.
can't, it's communication. If you can't integrate yourself into the community where people see the value of who you are on an organic level, and then you're like, well, hey, I got this bubble tea for sale. Oh yeah, because you're cool people.
Yeah.
We're gonna support your bubble tea.
Yes.
So you have to understand that that's the way it works. But too many people don't, and then they're all mad when in 6 months they're not millionaires. Who said that?
Exactly. That's like Tina says, give to get. You have to give.
Yes.
You have to participate in conversations if you want people to talk to you when it's time for you to talk or sell or promote your business. You can't sit quietly on the sideline and then, well, I want you to buy my stuff. Just like Dr. Taji said, it's like, well, who are you? I haven't talked to you. I haven't had a conversation with you. We haven't kikied. We haven't laughed.
Yeah, no, that is such an important point. The laughter, laughing with the community and things like that, taking the jokes to those places and making them feel like they're. I mean, you could see this comedians that are like on Instagram, for example, that are very popular. That are one in particular whom I love. Do you know who Tony Baker is?
I've heard of him. I heard of Tony Baker.
So Tony Baker is hilarious. He's famous on Instagram for doing the voiceovers of like these animal voiceovers.
Okay.
He's hilarious.
I'm gonna check him out.
Yes, please, Tony Baker. So he'll do these animal voiceovers, and he's built a community by doing that. Now he's a comedian as well, but he really is connected with social media following through these animal voiceovers. So then when he does put up something about, hey, I have a show coming up, but people are all over it because you've already formed that connection.
You built a relationship? Oh my God.
You built a relationship.
Yes, that's like
relationship.
Remember, I think, Fran, you said you guys had a client. This was a while back that they had an event and they wanted to sell like right before the event, and I was like, no, you got to start a month or 2 months ahead talking. Right.
That was the lady. She wanted. Okay, I want to get this out on Facebook, and I want to come. I'm like, well, how many people do you have? When's the last time you talked to them few 50, 60 people you got right now?
Well, thank you.
Right.
Thank you. You don't talk to them on a normal basis. Why would they buy anything from you? And see, this is what everybody needs to realize. It's reciprocal. If you don't, if you haven't posted anything in months, if you haven't gone to other people's accounts and made comments, and then you post, I have this coming up. Why would I come? I don't know you.
And here's another thing: when you want to do a live stream like we're doing, and like when only one people, there's only one person. Have you gone to other people's live streams and commented and said, great show, I love what you're saying? Have you participated in other live streams? No.
Yes.
Then people not going to come to yours because they don't know you. They don't know
Absolutely.
you.
It's the same thing. This is funny. I'm about to do a video on this today. I'll be more video. So it's funny. We're talking about this. When you get these, and yes, I'm talking to you people on Facebook who send me like this page stuff, but I don't see you say Pim on Mediascope ever. So why would I? So feel bad if you want, but why would I go and then like a page when you have for 5 years ignored the fact that I do something else and I've invited you, right? But now you want me to, that's the quickest way to get me not to like your page.
Mhm,
You don't know me. So it's the same thing for other people as well. If you don't interact, if you only come after people when you want something, i.e., their money or their time, why would they engage with you? Just
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
mhm,
We
You
don't,
can't
we
spam.
don't, we don't take that off of anybody else.
mhm, mhm.
And let me go back here to a couple of comments.
Yeah, I see a lot
Yeah,
of
lots
good
of
stuff.
comments.
Carlos Phoenix in the house.
Hey, Carlos.
He's got the coolest name ever.
Ever.
Yeah, I love that, Carlos.
Okay, so both Tina said give to get. Greta said
Yes.
give to gift.
Yeah.
Then Melissa said, yes, social media is typical. Bring value, get value.
Yes.
And then Melissa also said you use it to build trust. Trust adds value proposition when it's time for the sale. Your audience will also see you as the
subject matter expert.
Thank you, Terry. Woo!
Yes.
They have a problem you can solve.
SME.
Yes.
I like that.
Carlos said truth.
Mhm.
Right. So here's the thing. We trust Carlos with the products and stuff that we have because we know him. We've never met Carlos in person. At least I haven't. TJ might have met him because
I haven't either.
I haven't yet.
But because we've had interaction here, I would trust Carlos when I get ready to go buy something or trust his expertise on something because we have had this interaction for years.
Exactly. Exactly. No, and that's the interesting thing. Like all of us in the live stream space, we all kind of know each other. Even if you don't know each other, you all know of each other, right?
Right.
And so for those of you that all of us that kind of congregate on a regular basis and connect with each other on a regular basis, the first thing and it's funny because I was thinking of something the other day and I asked MC Curtis, I was like, Curtis, who do we know that does XYZ in our space?
Right.
Meaning the live stream space. So I was going through all the people that I know that and I always do that. And some of these people are people I've never met in person physically.
But you know of them through the subject matter expert or someone talks about them and says good things about them.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Yes.
The top of mind.
Word of mouth.
And I'm gonna tell you a key to this because I saw someone saying that they couldn't keep up. What happens? I'll say with me with Facebook, when you go to people's live streams, there's an option. Facebook will say, "Do you want to be notified the next time so and so goes live?" And I say yes. So guess what? If Carlos goes live, it pops on my watch on my phone and it pops up on the desktop. And if I got time, I jump in. If I don't, I go, okay, I might go back and watch the replay. So I have a lot of people like that. My Facebook thing is just popping all day. This person went live. That person went live. That's how you know. So curate your list of people you want to follow and you interact with their live streams. You come in and you say things. And when they go live, you get notified. It's really easy.
And that's really helpful, especially if you're a new live streamer or a new person to video, because, when before I ever went live, I knew I was going to do it, but I took 2 months to sit and watch and wait what was happening and where I could be valuable in the space. Because if I'm just adding to the noise, that's not helpful. I want it to be valuable in the space. So in that time, in 2 months, I went into so many people's, and that's how they got to know me. So that when I went live, oh wait, she's going live. That's how it works.
And then another thing about what Dr. Tachi just said, for those that don't know, because we were on Blab way back, and that was the thing. We would pop on each other's live streams and talk, and that's how you get the experience of it and the feel of doing it, and you get, like she said, people from way back.
Right.
So start now. Pick people that I like your live stream. Let me get a notification and keep going, engage and say something and share it out.
Right.
Just like you'll do for us, like you share this out.
Right. And Melissa says, and prepare a valuable message, teach, educate, and relate.
You have to have a valuable message.
I realize I can only keep up with 2 mediums at a time for that reason. So she sticks to 2 that she works with. And then that's okay. What works for you. Twitter will be your game.
Right.
Work it. LinkedIn might be your jam. Work that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I could go to Facebook, do what I need to do, click, 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 and get out.
Yes, get in, get out, 15, 20 minutes a day. Once or twice a day. At the morning, at the evening. Morning and evening, and you're good. And then,
hey, Joel. He's reading Dr. Tachi.
oh, okay.
Hey. Joel Garcia. Yes, Joel is an awesome real estate person. Works with the Gary Lanham Group here in South Florida. So hey,
Oh,
Joel.
okay.
Oh, I
Hey,
did.
welcome.
Look you up.
Yes, he's killing it too. So
Yeah.
Good to hear.
See you later, Brenna.
Oh,
got
Brenna's
it.
leaving.
Bye,
Bye,
Brenna.
Brenna.
Tell Ariana, have fun with Ariana. She's got to take her for a walk.
oh, good.
Yeah, so and see, Brenna is really good. She talked to us a while back. I think we had her on for the health segment that we do on Thursday. And we were like, oh my gosh, when she came on and started talking about keeping your house free, because we bring in these chemicals and stuff. You know, if we didn't bleach, the place was not clean. And she brought us some valuable information, like that is where asthma comes from and some other stuff. And she talked about clean without all the toxins.
Yeah, you know, the back in the day, bleach water, that was the thing. People wash their dishes with bleach, which
Oh yeah.
Let's not talk about bleach and somebody saying drinking it. We're not going there. So bleach is good for a lot of things, but
not to drink.
Be safe, people.
Yes, so
Yeah.
have a safe and a sane fourth.
Okay.
So we are getting to know people, and it's what I was going to say, a slow build. Relationships take time.
True.
Oh.
Truly.
You just don't run up in there and go from A to Z and you like that. And I have
exactly. Yeah. So what does Dr. Tachi have for media? Let's move on to media.
Woo!
I know there's a lot going on.
wow.
She's like, wow.
So it was when we were talking about the whole streaming thing and all the streamers, and there, we thought for a while, and I talked about this on Wednesday, we thought we were going to be all nice and safe with our low prices for our streamers and cutting and over the top. Take that, Comcast, film. Buy AT&T, film. And we thought we were going to be all nice and safe and holding hands in the low cost of cutting cord-cutting prices. So a couple of streamers decided, well, that is no longer going to be the case. We'll start with the lowest first. ESPN Plus actually went up, not too bad, from $4.99 to $5.99. So if you are looking for ESPN Plus, now remember, ESPN Plus is who? Disney. So I would say not necessarily for Disney Plus. Things are too new now for that show shenanigans to start. But across other Disney properties, start to look for maybe some small price increases, due to some other things. We're in the age of COVID and a lot of different things. So this is probably making people, now that this 3 month, this imaginary 3 months, everybody's set for this. I guess they thought it was going to be over. Now things are starting to go up or back to normal. Also, YouTube TV.
Shut up,
crazy.
YouTube TV.
I heard of that one. Oof.
YouTube TV has raised their prices from $50 a month to $65 a month. A $15 hike. I don't know who they think they are, why they think that works. I don't have YouTube TV anyway because I use Sling. But even if I was thinking about that, not today. So the fact that they've raised it that high, but they're not alone, because a 30% hike came from Fubo TV. Fubo TV raised their prices from $55 a month to $65 a month, which is a $10 hike, which represents 30%.
So Fubo, I'm not.
Fubo TV is another over-the-top streaming service. They've got live TV as well. So,
Okay.
you know, you can watch live channels, etc. So, but let me go back to YouTube. YouTube said, oh, well, we had to raise our prices because it's the addition of Viacom CBS channels that has added this. Therefore, we feel $15 is fair, the fair price. $14.99 for HBO, okay? That is the equivalent of paying $14.99 for a premium channel in addition, but you're just getting basic cable. That is so basic. Who does that? And here's the thing. Sling, for the same price that they've always had, they have tiers, but they already have Viacom CBS channels. So the fact that you're charging $15 extra because of that does not hold weight. That argument does not follow. That's a red herring. It does not follow. You're baiting us with that nonsense. So I'm disappointed as to the reasoning. If you're going to do something, be real. We just want to raise prices, okay? But you're finding a cockamamie excuse as to why you're raising prices. Because if anybody does their research, and on top of it, Pluto TV, which is free, has several specialized Viacom CBS channels. Several specialized ones. There's an all VH1 reality one. There's an all, they've got several specialized one. Granted, some of them are reruns, but some of them are producing new content as well. They've got BET, Her, BET Move. So I'm really puzzled as to why YouTube thought that was a good excuse to tell the public.
Wow.
Are they charging you more somehow because you're YouTube? Is it a vendetta? I don't buy that.
Carlos said cable providers negotiate prices every 2 to 3 years. So those channels are YouTube TV because they have to renegotiate the price.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely. They do have to renegotiate the price. However, even if there's a significant jump, nowhere in the universe of television watching is it going to be okay with any subscriber for you to raise 35%. Nobody does that. So to use that as an excuse, even if I do understand the fact that everybody renegotiates their carriage agreements every 2 years. I know that, but no consumer is going to put up with taking the brunt of that. No, get some advertising.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, it's going to be $70, $80.
Yes, it's going to be back up to cable prices.
Okay, so
providing they're around in 3 years.
True.
Here's what I just heard. Ad advertisement. Ads are on these channels already within this YouTube TV. You still pay. You still get commercials.
Yeah,
so
you do.
Myself, I can go back to CBS All Access and get no commercials, and still get my local CBS channel or whatever.
Look, you could pay for Sling plus pay for CBS All Access, and it still would be cheaper than YouTube TV. I don't think it doesn't make good sense. They can try and slice it any way you want. It's still ham.
Okay.
Yes.
When I saw 64 something, 64.95 or something, like you said, $65, I was just like, what?
Okay, so here's the thing. My husband and I talked about it. I'm like, let's see what I watch on here to warrant if I'm gonna keep this.
Right.
And I went through, I'm like, I watched nothing on this. We have Sling. I'm like, okay, Sling will be the new, I'm going back to Sling. So I went in there and we did that, and I went in there and turned it off. It's not that easy to go find on internet subscription either.
Right.
I got the email came through, and I was like, oh, I need to do something about that. There are a lot of people who will not see that email.
And they'll at least get the first month, right?
But a lot of people are not going to see it because it's automatically deducted from your account. If you don't on purpose do something about it, you'll be stuck with that fee. So I had to go into my YouTube account, go ahead, manage my account, go find my subscriptions, and turn that off. It was not easy to find.
Right.
Absolutely. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. A couple of other things. So don't know if you heard about this, but Periscope, their entire staff walked out over the parent company's resistance to Black Lives Matter.
I heard
Wow.
that story.
The entire
Wow.
staff. So the entire staff of the Minneapolis agency Periscope has walked off the job in protest of the actions of parent company Quad. So 13 staffers citing resistance. Sorry, you know what? So not Periscope, because that's Twitter, okay?
Yeah.
Right. So let me make that distinction.
Another Periscope.
Another Periscope. Right. They are a media company though.
Yeah.
So the entire staff walked off. So after the employees initially walked off on Wednesday, the shop's copy editing department and in a show of solidarity, joined Young and his colleagues in the walkout. So it remains to be seen what happens with that. But yeah, the entire staff of a media agency walked out. And it just occurred to me when I said Periscope, people are going to say, what, Periscope? No.
Yeah.
That's what went through my mind. I was like, what?
When I saw it too, I'm
Yes.
thinking, don't Twitter own Periscope, but this is
Yes.
not Periscope.
Another
This is not the Periscope. It's another Periscope. Yeah. It's
Okay.
another. There are a lot of Periscopes actually. That so this is the less well-known one. So moving over, so it goes to show that people, even though this is not necessarily what we see in the news cycle all the time, it's still happening, So don't be fooled by the fact that you don't necessarily see it as much. It's still very much happening. Also, for those of us who are for the dumbing down of society, Beavis and Butthead is returning to TV.
Dumbing down.
Moving from MTV to Comedy Central. Now, MTV and Comedy Central, they're all Viacom anyway, so it's just moving over. So Mike Judge, who wrote that, who also wrote King of the Hill, which I enjoyed for some reason.
I did too.
I enjoyed King of the Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think I would, but I do.
I did. I used to watch it all the time.
Yeah.
So Mike Judge will write and voice 2 new seasons of the hit animated comedy. So for at least 2 more seasons, you have mindless entertainment to add to the rest of the mindless entertainment.
Just a quick question, Dr. Taji. Do you see the rise of animation due to studios? Well, I think they're open now, but doing live production with people, the animation might be a bigger thing because we're talking about King of the Hill. There might be a wider selection. I mean, I think that might be the platform that people gravitate towards too creatively to get things on, to get content out.
You know what? It can. I think it depends on how good it is, because the thing is, just like with with live action, animation, if it's not good, there's not a good story, it's not funny, that can fall flat as well. So we're seeing, but there is room, because we're seeing Netflix has ended BoJack Horseman, which was their big animated hit. What it was the one that the comedian Tiffany Haddish voiced, Toka and Birdie, I think it was.
Oh, I didn't even hear that one.
Yeah, there was on I can't even remember what network it was on, but they had Toka and Birdie. So there are a few animated things. Obviously, The Simpsons is a mainstay. They've been to the new. I don't think they'll ever end. And then the latest thing is with all these animated these animated series who have characters of color. The white actors are stepping down, even though many of them have made money for like 30 years off of it, and now they see the problem with it. I'm just saying.
A chance to retire.
Exactly.
But you were another project.
Move on to another project, but you were okay with the millions that you made off of color before. I think we need to donate and then make a pipeline for that's another. So
I'm a big fan of donation and incubating, say, a Black-owned company, or
And creating opportunity. Yeah.
right,
creating opportunities for Black voice
Yes.
actors, because I'm a voice actor. I
Mhm.
don't necessarily voice in that space. I do a
Right.
lot more in terms of commercials, etc. But
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind or be opposed to being a voice behind a character.
right.
But the
Right.
opportunities for voice actors of color are just not there.
Oh,
Gotcha.
I get a lot of, because I'm on a few directories. So I
Mhm.
always, of course, I can do accents. I can do an African accent. I will get more things for, oh, we need somebody who could do an African accent. I'm sorry, that person is from South Africa. I am West African. There's a difference in the accent. So
Yeah.
I'll get things like that are,
Right.
very specific. So
Right.
it's interesting that I'm like, well, what made you think that this actor could voice Cleveland Brown?
Mm.
What made you think that, why is it? But we don't
Yeah.
get the same opportunities when it
Right.
comes to voice. We don't. So
Right.
I think there needs to be a pipeline, especially in the voice acting world, because that's acting. But I think people ignore that as acting. There need to be more opportunities for people of color to voice characters.
I love
Just
that.
saying. Yeah. What is my last thing? The last thing that I had is, sorry,
Okay.
here we are. No, I think that oh, no, that's not it. So Peacock, the new over-the-top streaming service from NBC Universal,
Mhm.
has inked a very large Viacom CBS licensing deal for TV and movies.
Okay.
These are two separate companies, right? Viacom CBS and then NBC
Yeah.
Universal, two separate
Oh,
companies. But they're
Right.
bulking up their library because, remember, they're getting ready to launch on July 15th. You need content. So all these people that are coming with these streaming services, how much content do you have? So they're getting ready to bulk up their library for this natural and national launch. And it's a licensing deal that includes multiple features and multiple TV series. So the series are, for example, Ray Donovan, The Affair, Undercover Boss, The Game,
Mhm.
Everybody Hates Chris, The Real Husbands of Hollywood. There's a lot of Black stuff in there, okay? And
right.
Peacock also gets the rights for films from Paramount's library in limited windows throughout 2021, 2022, and 2023. Also, meanwhile, a week after filling in a major gap in its network portfolio by signing a carriage deal with Disney, Fubo that I was talking about,
Mhm.
raised their prices. Now, I wanted to go back to that because they just signed this deal. So this kind of also talks to why they raise prices.
Why they raised the price?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
that's why I wanted to. But see, still, I don't buy it. Damn it! None of you, YouTube TV, Fubo. That's not my problem. You have gotten us used to a certain amount. We're over cable. We're overpaying
Yeah.
$200 a month for that. We're not going back to that. We're done.
Right.
So the fact that you're slowly trying to creep up to it's not going to sit well with us because we came well to you.
They're
for a
gonna get
reason.
dropped. They're gonna get dropped because I can't pay for all of these separate things. I can't.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Here's my thing. I refuse
There you go.
to pay for all of that.
I'm not going to do my TV a la carte. I'm just not going to do it.
And
No.
The thing that shocked me the most was the YouTube one. I was like,
I
"Are you freaking
Really?
and they're only 3 years old.
Yes. Yes,
You don't
I tried
have-
it out. I tried it out when it first came out here, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then they wanted the money, and I was like, "Boop, I don't."
Mm-mm.
I can't.
Yeah, I did the free trial too, but
Yeah.
I did these free trials with Philo, and so I did like all of them. Also, when what's the video game that had the live TV streaming?
PS2.
PlayStation View. So I
Yeah.
did PlayStation View when they were there. But to me, and this is just me, I guess I was used to Sling. I liked the selection of channels they had. So I was like, man, I'm good with Sling. Okay. When I'm
Right.
loyal, I'm loyal. So if you piss me off, beware.
Okay, so here, Sling is really good. And if you don't know, Sling is owned by Dish Network.
Yes,
Who
it is.
who saw the thing coming and decided, oh, we need to switch, while DirecTV and Comcast didn't see it coming.
Right.
They made the switch
Mm-hmm.
and put together Sling, where you got two different tiers, and then
Right.
you can add some other stuff, but it doesn't come up nearly to what.
Right.
And then I got all my channels over there. I went over there and looked at Sling. I said, wait a minute, everything I need to watch on Sling
It's right here.
except for the local TV channels.
Mhm.
Correct.
On the other TV, I take the remote and go to source and go to air, or
Exactly.
Mhm.
just get an antenna and put on.
Yes.
And pick
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Exactly.
So much good
And
content
that's
over
how I
the
get my
air.
local news by antenna. I'm
That's
not
what I
doing
have, an
this.
antenna.
I cut the cord for a purpose,
Yeah.
Correct.
and I'm committed to the purpose.
Exactly. I think we all are.
Yeah.
So that's what I have for you today in terms of those things. The major thing was the streaming and what's happening with that. But I think that really is speaking to also, is that sustainable? Are we going to see the same things from other over-the-top streamers? Are these low prices something that is sustainable for them in the long run? So I think these are the questions that they're going to be asking.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I do know one thing, because everything is so public now. Don't make your customers irate and
Don't.
send them somewhere else.
Well, the thing
Keep
is,
them
we can
happy.
find entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I see a lot of good stuff on YouTube. That's where I am.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
I follow a lot of vloggers on YouTube. And to me, they've got some entertaining, good stuff. Sometimes when I just want to, not be informed about the news or
Right.
whatever, I let you guys know I love fashion. There are a whole bunch of fashion vloggers on there with their fashion hauls. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So and I know when today's Tuesday, such and such has posted.
That's
and so
right.
with that, you get all these recommendations. So I find myself sometimes a whole day has gone by and I've watched only YouTube.
exactly.
That's me. And then when you subscribe, you get the alert that they're going live or they put up a video and you go head over. So that's why I said YouTube, don't, be there. We're there.
Absolutely.
The time that you want to watch it. You don't have to be there at 5 o'clock and at 2 because the show comes on. I like Agents of Shield, and I was like, okay, I missed that, but it came back around.
I am a little. I'm considering paying for PBS because they have some shows.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
The
Okay.
passport.
And because I want
I
to,
agree.
But here,
huh?
what I saw was I can get PBS through Amazon.
Oh,
And
really?
the shows, because
Yes, Amazon will put it through.
it's $5.99.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of me paying, because PBS broke up all their little stuff. And
They
you
Right.
Yes, and you
Do you
get everything. Now it's PBS Life, PBS Outdoors, PBS something else. They broke it all up.
PBS Nature, PBS Art, PBS.
I can't say that I blame them.
If you want
Right.
the next season, they want you to pay $22.99. I'm like, what?
No.
Okay, just for the season, or $4.99 for one show. It's like, what is this? The movies? What?
Yeah, it's like back in the day. Remember when you used to buy those DVD box sets that you would give
Yeah.
to people? So I remember for our mom, if you don't know, my mom lived in England before she moved to this country. So we grew up very British and Nigerian. So we watched British comedies and all of that. And one of my mother's favorites is Are You Being Served? So
okay.
I went to the PBS website and got the whole box set of the series for that. And those were the popular things. And this was, of course, when DVDs were still popular.
Yeah.
But that mimics the box set. This
It does.
but it's at least you have the hard copy of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a
I can't
library.
see that.
You got your own library, but with this,
Exactly.
I was like,
Yeah.
But no advertising. That's the thing we have to realize. PBS is quasi governmental, so they get a little bit of funding from the government,
Right.
but not a whole lot. The
Yeah,
rest
tiny
they really
bit.
depend on
Fundraiser.
fundraising.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to think about that for the price of not having commercials and not having advertising. They need to sustain things somewhere. And remember,
yeah.
they have a lot of international programs.
They
Right.
do.
right.
So that costs. The licensing and all those things really
Oh yeah.
cost.
Well, I can
The
do
production.
$5.99. I cannot do 64. I will not do $64.99.
No, ma'am.
I'm
No,
not.
ma'am.
I'm just not.
No.
I could buy a
Ma'am.
TV every other month at that price. Think about it.
$64 a month, you can buy a whole lot of stuff. I was
A
like,
whole bunch of stuff.
Exactly.
and then you still got to have the internet to run it. I was like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
no.
So we're really into this. Think about it. We're really into this thing for about $150 already. And then we're going to add you for 64. I don't think so, Marsha.
No, I was like, we cut that out. Whoever
Yeah,
was there, I'm sorry.
Everybody needs to talk to Karen because she is out of control. Just saying.
Not Karen.
That's what happened.
Yeah, so thank you so much for bringing that to us. And there are alternatives.
Yes.
Pluto
Yes.
TV is one. You're
Oh,
gonna
love Pluto.
So
Well, I might be sitting in Walmart's parking lot watching. I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
But
You
I'm
know
not
what?
doing it. No.
That's a really nice idea. I wish they would do it in more Walmarts because I really don't feel like driving to Miami to be honest. But
They want to
I don't
start
know.
with 160, and then they're going. I would think once they figure out that it's really popular, I bet you it expands. Doc,
I'm hoping so. I love that because even though it can be a solitary experience, it's a communal experience that everybody is there in these cars and they're all there for the same purpose. And there's a bigger purpose behind it now than when drive-ins initially came out. Now it's you can't go into theaters necessarily without the fear of being exposed. And so there's a bigger purpose behind this unity, if that makes any sense. I think it's kind of cool.
yeah, it's a family thing. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, and don't be surprised if we hear from Regal and all these other people that
Too late.
Suddenly they're going to have a drive-in experience. I wouldn't be surprised.
but they were late to the party.
Always Janiqua come lately.
Exactly.
Hey, Dennis. Okay, so everybody who tuned in here live and on a replay, thank you for doing so and spending part of your 4th of July week
Yes.
holiday with us. And for those of you who are outside of the country, the United States is celebrating the independence. I was about that.
And Canada celebrated earlier this week.
Yeah, they had Canada Day.
Oh,
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Good.
Yeah. So
So anyway, this is interesting. Today is First Monday's coming up. We will be doing a little something. Mark Ward will be with us on
Oh, okay.
Monday at 4:15. He'll do a little presentation, and we just want to talk about business and a couple of things. We do First Mondays online now. COVID has made everybody pivot. And so instead of not doing it, we just do it online. So bring your snacks or whatever it is, and we may open up the seat for you to come in and talk about your business, talk about what it is that you
StreamYard, did they say it allows up to 10 people now?
Yes.
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean, this could
Yes.
be a party, people.
Yay!
Then people,
So, yes, StreamYard has made some strides, and this is
they're
good.
doing it. Yeah.
We opening up seats.
And we're still here. See, they did it right. Get paid first.
Mhm.
That part.
Yeah. We're not gonna talk about the others.
Mm-mm.
All right, guys. So have a great holiday weekend, everybody. And
Don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye. Thanks again, ladies.